Ciao ragazzi! This is Talk Calcio TV on YouTube. We were in Rome, now we are home. So welcome to this episode of Talk Calcio TV on YouTube, where we go through round 26 of the Serie A season. As you know, we were in Rome this weekend for the game Roma against AC Milan. I would like to start off by thanking certain Romanisti, Grazie Luca, Paolo, Gianmarco, Sebastiano, for taking us to the game, looking after us, making sure we got there safe and sound. I've got to say, for years I was put off by ever watching a game in Italy as Serie A. You know, the violence you used to see on the telly. It's fair to say the security has improved a lot. Security-wise, we were checked 3 times on entrance to the Stadio Olimpico. Whilst on the pitch, it was a disappointment, obviously, being in the cover sud with the other Roma fans, that they lost to AC Milan. But I've got to say, I have never, ever experienced an atmosphere like that at any football match or any event I've ever attended. So it was a first to remember, that's for sure. So grazie, fellow Romanisti. Forza Roma, forza Lupi. Also, as we know, there were other games on the Saturday, which we mentioned in Sunday's episode. We'll just run past them again. And that was Inter Milan beat Benevento 2-0. And, of course, Bologna beat the other Rossoblu Genoa 2-0 as well. So we start this episode with the Serie A leaders, that is Napoli. They've gone 4 points clear of Juventus. Of course, as we know, Juventus game against Atalanta, we were ready to watch it at 5 o'clock in Italy on Sunday. Their game was snowed off due to heavy snow at Juventus Stadium. What did surprise me, though, was the fact they sent the players out in their training gear. You know, surely they must have known it was going to be cooled off or deemed unsafe to play. And, you know, to send the players out, train, and even let the fans enter the stadium for that disappointment, you know, you do wonder sometimes. So because of that, though, Napoli capitalised. They've gone 4 points clear. They beat Cagliari away last night 5-0. They took the lead from Jose Callejon. Dries Mertens then added a second. Lorenzo Insigne, Mario Rui also on the score sheet. Of course, Napoli going for their first Scudetto win since Diego Maradona in 1990. Now, Maurizio Sarri, the chain-smoking, charismatic coach of the Partenope, said last night in his review that there was no contest after 2-0. That's a polite way to put it, I suppose. But they've taken advantage of it. They've won 10 games on the trot. The only game they have lost was against Juventus, as luck would have it. You know, of course, there's a showdown in April between the two. At this rate, even if Napoli were to lose, they could still win the Scudetto, you know. So I've got to say, the last 6 years, the title race has been a bit flat. You kind of knew Juventus was going to win it. Now Napoli are in front. Juventus have to play catch-up. We have an interesting title race on our hands, that is. So we start the rest of our roundup with Sassuolo 0, Lazio 3. Now, we were at someone, kind people's house on Sunday. We had lovely fettuccine pasta, as well as meat afterwards, and salad, as well as espresso and nice pudding. While we watched that game, of course, the Bianco Celeste winning 3-0. Fantastic opening goal from Milinkovic-Savic, you know, where he literally stood off and he curled the ball beyond the Sassuolo goalie. Then, of course, Ciro Immobile added a penalty just before half-time, and after that it was a no contest. Milinkovic-Savic was on the score sheet again for his second in the game. So that was a convincing win for the Bianco Celeste. Of course, given the fact that Roma lost later on that night, Lazio moved into 3rd position. We'd also like to say a quick one on this one, and that is our friend Fabrizio, who is a Lazio fan, has kindly donated us his shirt for future blogs. So we collect all sorts of football shirts, as you know. So in future blogs, we will now have a Lazio shirt. We will collect many other teams to add to our beautiful collection that we have. Next result, and that was Fiorentina 1, Chievo 0. Of course, Chievo won their first ever game since November, the previous week, inspired by Manuel Giaccherini. They were without him. They lost to Viola 1-0, Biraghi scoring after just 6 minutes for them. Then we had Sampdoria 2, Udinese 1. Silvestre and Duvan Zampata. Now, Zampata, I'm sure you've seen the goal online. It's probably gone viral by now. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? Well, who cares? It went in the net at the end of it. They managed to get a win over Udinese. Udinese just seem to have lost their way ever since their unbeaten run ended under coach Massimo Otto. Sampdoria, though, they are chasing Europa League and possibly Champions League there. On to our next one, and that was Verona 2, Torino 1. Now, just when you think Verona look dead and buried, every 2 weeks they seem to pull a result out of the hat here. Velotti scoring twice on 12 minutes and 77 minutes. Niang did score in between. Torino, they'd have been looking for a reaction after their disappointing defeat and performance against Juventus in the Derby della Mole. They didn't get it this weekend. Walter Mazzari's team, they lose yet again. Last result then, we have Crotone, that 2, Spal 3. Mirko Antonucci, of course, famous Leeds United striker, he was on the score sheet. Budimar, Simic, Palosci also scoring for their respective clubs as the game ends 3-2 to Spal. Spal, of course, are now just 1 point behind Crotone in the table. So that was round 26 of the season in Serie A. Now, of course, Juventus do have a game in hand, but Napoli, they are top on 69 points, 4 ahead of the Bianconeri. Lazio, they move into third position on 52 points. Inter Milan's win, they are now just 1 point behind Lazio. Roma, though, are on 50 points. Now, last week we said that Roma were in crisis. They win, they took them to third. One bad result and they've dropped down to fifth. So it's going to be an interesting battle for that third position for the Champions League, that's for sure. Below Roma, of course, then is Sampdoria. Now level on points with below them AC Milan, of course, who conquered Rome at the weekend, as we know, 2-0, as we were there to see it. Atalanta just below on 38 points. Torino then on 36. Fiorentina on 35. Udinese, they are on 33. Bologna then locked on points as well. Genoa, they have 30 points. Chievo on 25. Cagliari 25. Sassuolo 23 points. Of course, if you don't know by now, Sassuolo having the worst goal scoring attack in all of Europe's top 5 divisions right now. Crotone on 21 points. In the bottom 3 we have Spal, Verona and Benevento. Benevento just on 10 points. 19 points though Verona, Spal on 20, Crotone on 21, Sassuolo 23. Now you just think Verona have probably given themselves a shot in the arm if they're going to have any chance of staying up in Serie A. I wouldn't write it off given Crotone's miracle last season. So thanks for watching this episode of Talk Calcio TV on YouTube. So tell us what you think of the weekend's results. Will Napoli, have they now got the momentum to go across the line and win the Scudetto? Should Juventus players been allowed to have gone out on the pitch if the snow was that bad? Are Roma in crisis, or is it just another blip? Rino Gattuso, is he finally getting it right? Surely in the summer, Simone Inzaghi's going to be a hot man in prospect for any job that comes his way. Tell us what you think, like, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Talk Calcio TV on YouTube. Next episode, in about an hour, we're going to have a feature on the latest talking points in the world of Italian football. Arrivederci. Ciao.